Hello and welcome to my second Q&A. I haven't had as many questions as yet, so I might do a part 2 of this. But the first question comes from Emily Jane Bird, who says, if you could bring any person to a party, dead or alive, who would you pick? Well, if it was a celebrity, I think I would probably pick Brandon Lee, because one of my favourite films from the past is The Crow, and anybody who knows, the there was an accident with one of the rounds in one of the guns or something like that on the set. Unfortunately, he couldn't complete everything else in the film because it caused him fatal injury and he passed away. So if I could have a famous person at a dinner party, or any kind of party, it'd probably be Brandon Lee. As for not famous, I really miss my grandma Sharp, and I would like to be able to spend time with her again and have a cup of tea and some sandwiches and cake and a natter. So a non-famous person would be my grandma, just because I miss her and I used to go and see her a lot when I used to go to school locally. Zoe Lynn Richard says, you have been given the opportunity to create a half-hour TV show of your own design. What is it called and what's the premise? Anybody who knows me knows that I'm more into horror, the horror genre, and thrillers and that kind of thing. So it wouldn't be a talk show or anything like that. It's more likely to be some kind of horror related thing. As to what it was called, I had a story that I was writing a few years ago when I lived down in Leicestershire, called Blood Cross. So it could be like a series based on this guy and what he goes through with him being possessed, and that it's a bit like The Exorcist kind of a thing. With this guy was a priest, and he didn't know at first that he was possessed, but he worked it out through how he was having these nightmares that turned out to not be nightmares. It was quite gory, so that would probably be what I did, or something along those lines, because I do try to write stories and as well as poems. Steph Way says, do you think Alexa will ever take over the planet? Well, she's probably got competition from things like Siri and OK Google and stuff like that. If you believe all these films in regards to artificial intelligence, like the Terminator movies and stuff like that, the robots and that are eventually going to completely take over the world, and with the advances of modern technology, who knows, maybe she will. Mackenzie Massagli asked a number of questions. She asked, he or she asked, what inspires me? Well, as I've said, I'm a lot into the horror genre, so like anything like that kind of inspires me, or things that I see around in nature and things like that have inspired my poems. If somebody's passed away, because I'm in touch with my emotions quite a bit, I would probably write a poem about that. So those are the kinds of things that inspire me. There's a lot of things that inspire me, but those are the kind of things. As for doing YouTube, what inspires me is any local YouTubers that I know, like Alice Thorpe, and people, just on the internet, that if there's a good idea, it inspires me to want to do something similar. My favourite food, well, I do like fish fingers a lot, and I like to have a fish finger sandwich. well, I do like chicken pizza, not barbecue chicken pizza or anything, just like a margarita pizza with chicken added to it. I do like a cheeseburger and chips. My favourite takeaway is KFC, not Spawn, not Ad. I like the popcorn chicken. Not a big lover of the fries, but and I also like the rim chocolate creme ball. I usually buy a Pepsi Max when I go there. She also said, "What is your best childhood memory?" I don't really remember a lot of things from my childhood. Um, so I don't think I can really answer that question. Just, I guess, just being a kid and getting to go out and play in the backyard and pretend weddings and that kind of thing. You know, just hanging out with your mates. My favourite book, I do remember I said in my last Q&A that my favourite book was 1984. I do have a bunch of different book likes. I've just recently bought a new series by S.J. Jones. They are Winter Song and Shadow Song, so I'll let you know if I like those. Usually I'm into like your Stephen King's, that kind of thing. So I do have a number of YouTubers booked like Hannah Witten and Carrie Hope Fletcher, things like that. But I think my favourite book back then was 1984, just because that seems to be where we're headed in regards to all the CCTV and the technological advances and stuff. We do seem to be very 1984 now. Ryan Brewer says, "Can you tell me about one major life goal you hope to achieve in the next 5 years?" Ooh, that's a tough question. In the next 5 years, I'm hoping that I've progressed in through a job. I am actually looking for work at the moment. So I'm hoping that I've progressed through a job to a comfortable position, that if I move home, that I move somewhere that I can make feel a lot more like home than this place does. It did start to feel like home, but unfortunately it's not that great now for personal reasons. I'd like to be able to be talking to my children again. But I mean, I don't have one major life goal. I guess just being happy would be good. Being happy and comfortable. Sorry if that's not a great answer. And Lindsay, who happens to be a friend of mine, said, "If you could go anywhere in the world, where would it be and why?" I have a number of places I'd like to go. I recently, I would like to, because I've heard that it's really nice, and very peaceful and relaxing and calming, go across to Cornwall, and see some sights down in Cornwall. I'd like to be able to go back over to Wales. I have a friend over there, and there was some really nice peaceful places nearby where she lives and stuff, and I've done a lot of stuff with reenactment and that over there. I'd like to be able to go back to Leeds because I was doing the steampunk stuff, and like to be able to go around some of the places like the museums and stuff that they have there that I've never really had an opportunity to look around properly. I'd like to go to, I've got a big obsession with going to Disneyland Paris at the moment, but I don't know if that's going to happen. I'd like to come over to where you're currently living, in Huddersfield at the university, and maybe pop over to Holmfirth and go into Sid's Cafe and stuff like that. That sounds like fun. Last of the summer wine, countryside, that kind of thing. There's lots of places I'd like to go. I'd like to go and see my friends Marta and Ian up in Edinburgh and investigate some more places that are not just Edinburgh Castle, because I've seen Edinburgh Castle, and just go around and explore some places in our country, because there are some beautiful places out there, and some interesting places to go to. So that's all the questions I've got for now. Thank you to Emily, Zoe Lynn, Steph, Mackenzie, Ryan and Lindsay for your questions. I'll get this up for the end of the month. If I do get any more questions, I'll do a part 2. If you like these Q&A videos, please leave more questions in the comments section. Please hit the thumbs up if you liked it. Please subscribe if you haven't already, because it helps the channel to grow. And please share on social media such as Facebook and Twitter to get the word out there to help the channel. Thank you very much. Bye for now.